This is Capital Games, I am The Wiz, and this is the Weekly Dividend for Friday, April 28th, 2023. Thank you guys for joining me here. I'm sorry I wasn't here last week. I explained in the first episode of this week as to what happened. I won't get into too much detail, but I will try and be I'll try and be more forthcoming when I can, if I'm not going to be able to do any of these dividends or stories throughout the week. But anyway, I am here, and we are playing a brand new game. Oh my god. Am I spending money now all of a sudden? No. No. We are playing Honkai Star Rail, the new game from MiHoYo in the MiHoYoverse. I am familiar with some of the Hoyoverse games. I was playing Honkai Impact 3rd for a little while, but a couple of months ago before MLB came out. And I liked it. I liked some of the character designs and everything, but even I could admit, as fun as it was, it did feel very dated. But, of course, Genshin Impact is a very popular game that still got a lot of fans of it as well, so there's that game. So if you're familiar with those games, this is like that, only this is a futuristic Japanese RPG-like. So it's a turn-based RPG version of what the Hoyoverse has been doing, which means a lot of husbandos and the weeb. God, what are they called? God, I say it all the time with Zero, and I forget what's the waifus? Yeah, waifus and husbandos all over the place in this game. Yeah, I blame Zero for getting me into these games. I feel dirty when I play them now. It's sad. Anyway, Honkai Star Rail. First thing I want to discuss on here, I've played it for about an hour. I'm going to play more of this for the Weekly Dividend. And the first thing I will say right now is that this game looks really good. The character models look great. The environments look pretty good. I mean, look at the character model on this. Like, this is a nice looking character model. Let's get something. Let's get my main character here. You know, I mean, standard Japanese RPG tropish stuff, but they look good. And then if you look at the animations, they're actually pretty good on this. So with the look and the feel of the game, it's actually quite satisfying and actually looks really good. The sound design and the music is also very good in this as well. When we get to combat, I might have a few criticisms, but other than that, well, you know what? I do have one criticism I want to go over, which is the way you level up. Okay, you do level up like in basic JRPGs and turn-based RPGs by doing battles, and then you earn XP. There's just a couple problems that I have right now. First off, you gain more XP by getting these things right here. I forget what they're called, but these materials level you up faster. So if I were to put, let's say, 2 of these, 3 of these, I'd get my main character to level up 2. So it's much faster to do it with these items than to actually progress as you would naturally, which probably means that they want you to buy stuff in order to actually upgrade your characters faster. It is a free-to-play game after all, so no surprise there. The other thing that I have an issue with, mainly when it comes to leveling up and in combat, is when you level up in a standard JRPG or in a turn-based RPG, there's usually fanfare, flourishes, and things that say, hey, you've leveled up and you've gained all this stuff. This game doesn't do that. All it says, like, on the right-hand side where your character is, oh, yeah, you leveled up, move on. Like, that's essentially what it does there. And then leveling up really only increases your stats. Okay? In order to, as far as I know right now, if I'm wrong, please correct me, but in order to level up your abilities, or to level up in a specific way, you have 2 options. You have light cones, which what these do is you can choose a light cone, and if it matches your type of character, my character is a destruction character, so I have to use only characters that work on the path of destruction. So I have to choose specific cards here. And I have to level these up. How do I level these up? Well, you go to Enhance right here, where you press on the Y button. And then you have to either take these items right here called Ethers, and these will enhance your light cones, or you will take the copies of ones that you're not using and sacrifice them to level up those light cores. Of course, like, for people who like more depth in their games, this might be fine, but the way I look at it is it just seems like more and more ways for you to spend money on the game to level up your character. I'm not even sure what superimpose is, to be completely honest. I think this is to bring your next. Let me see here. It looks like superimpose is just another way of leveling up your character. Let me look at this. Yeah, I'm not even sure what this is, to be completely honest. I think this is another thing that you have to level up in order to get stronger with each character. Okay? Now, when it comes to abilities, here is your traces. Traces give you all sorts of different abilities and skills and talents. How do you level these up? Well, the max level of the first one is automatically reached. But in order to get into other parts of your tree, you have to ascend your character. How do you ascend your character? Well, if you look at the level of the character I've Wiz right here, it says 5 of 20, okay? I have to level up my character to level 20 and then get more materials to ascend that character in order to then go to traces and get these new abilities. So you're looking at grinding for a very long time to level up your characters to max. Now, to some, this might not be an issue. You might like that. But to others who would like to spend a good amount of time doing this, it may cost you some money to get to that point. Now, as to Eidolons, I think you earn these as you go. I'm not entirely sure. See, that's the other problem I have with this game so far. Like, I'm about an hour and a half in, and I'm not entirely sure how to get certain things or how to level certain things or whatever. So that can be a problem. They might be doing it, they might be slow rolling it a little bit, but yeah, that's kind of an issue, I think. Now, you're looking at these, okay, Wiz, you got all these different characters, they have got different looks, they do different things. So, you earn these characters as you go along, right? Well, no. Here's how you earn the characters. We go to Warp right here. And Warp is basically your gacha machine. Now, I have, I think that's 12. I have 12 of these things right here. I think they're passes, or Warp passes. And I can go ahead and use 10 of these Warps on either this thing right here, which is Departure Warp, and it gives you a discount for doing 10 at a time, and a 5-star character guaranteed within 50 Warps. So there is a pity mechanic in this, which basically a pity mechanic is that if you fail enough times to not get the highest reward, it will give you one guaranteed after a certain amount that you've already paid for. So all these characters you're seeing right here, Welt, Himiko, Clara, these are all the 5-star characters. These are the highest characters that you would want. I think the lowest I've gotten are 3-star characters. There are other warps here as well. There are Butterfly on Sword Tip. I believe this only gives you... This gives you a chance at a 4-star entity. And there isn't a discount on 5 warps. So I can probably just use 1 warp right here. But I'm not going to use that one just yet. I'd rather wait until I have 10 warps in order to do that. These are light cone event warps. So these only give you light cones. And I have 3 here to do that. Same thing. Every 10 warps guarantees you a 4-star entity. So that's nice, I guess. And then here's a regular warp. That's a stellar warp. 10 warps guarantee you a 4-star or above. That is permanent. It looks like it can be either characters or light cores. So, and these are, I guess, the ones that are going to stay permanent as things go on. So if you go through this one, these will be here all the time. So I'm going to go over to Departure Warp right here, which is the starter warp, since I'm starting the game and everything. And I'm going to spend 10 of the warps I have in order to see what kind of characters I get. Now, you might get different characters as the game goes on, but this is the main way they want you to get new characters. So, let's run the slot machine, eh? Now, first thing I gotta say is the animation on this is excellent. It will get old after a while, but, you know, the music and the looks and everything is great on this. Okay. So, got a light core, another light core, more light cores. Right. I gotta level that up. Chorus, and I got Natasha, who is of a set that I have not had yet, which is Abundance. Interesting. Okay, more light cores. Okay. So as the thing said, I got a... Let's see here. I got Natasha right here, who is a... What is she? Is she a 3-star? I'm not even sure what kind of star she is at this point. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think she's a 3-star. I might be wrong. But yeah, that's how you get new characters in the game. Now, I didn't buy anything. I didn't spend money. So I earned these as I went. So there are ways of earning these warps while you play the game. So that's good. Another issue I have... Let's get back to characters again. Another issue I have... And maybe I shouldn't be complaining about this, because this is something that Honkai Impact 3rd does that is kind of annoying. But I guess I should be glad that Honkai Star Rail doesn't do this. There's no equipment. There's no way of equipping other items to get higher stats. But then again, Honkai Impact 3rd does allow you to do that, but you have to level up that equipment. So maybe I should just be happy about that. Abundance. So I need an abundance core. What do we got? All I got is fine fruit. Okay. So I'll show you the enhanced mechanic. And what I'm going to do is with the fine fruit right here, I'm going to level up fine fruit. And I'm going to use just the other fine fruits I have. Now, I could use the other ones that I'm not using, but I'd rather save on to them. I'm not sure exactly what the best way to do that, but I'm going to do this anyway. And we level that up, we confirm, and we level up our light cone to 7. That's how we level those up right here. Okay. I kind of want to level up her as well. So let's level up her to 5. So at least she's on par with the other characters. Another thing that I'm kind of disappointed by, Honkai Impact 3rd allows you to get different types of looks for your characters. I don't see an option for that yet. So that might come later. They might add that in at a later time. But basically, the characters that you use are the characters that they look like. And that's it. So yeah, that is the main thing with Honkai Impact 3rd when it comes to leveling up and when it comes to actually doing all the stuff in the game. I can see a bunch of ways where they can really milk money out of their base, which, you know, that's kind of the point of these games, sadly. But yeah, I mean, that's... I gotta say that for an hour and a half, I am having fun. I do like the game so far. But am I gonna stick with it? I don't know. We will see as this comes up today. Okay, there's the missions. So why don't we get started to playing a little bit of the game. I'm going to show you a little bit of how the combat works. But while I find a combat situation...
Where to now?
Okay. Oh, that's nice. So while we are looking for a combat situation, why don't we get right into the news that happened this week? And we had a big thing happen this week that I decided to hold off until today. And I think it was best that I did that, because then we got more information as it goes along. But who's Arlen? Okay, I don't know what these do, to be absolutely honest, so... Okay, so let's get into the first story right here, is that the Activision Blizzard purchase that was going on, is that the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, which is the CMA, blocked the acquisition on Wednesday of Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard, citing unfair competition in the cloud gaming space that could lead to less innovation and choice for UK gamers for years to come. Now, I get that to a certain extent. It's just that at this point, it's hard to really see, like, how do I put this? It's hard to see exactly where the cloud gaming will go at this point. The CMA are assuming that at this point, cloud gaming will be huge, and cloud gaming will be a big thing that will bring lots and lots of money, and that essentially... this will give Microsoft a dominant hand when it starts to become big. See, the thing is, here's my thing. Like, I might be wrong, and I've been wrong on things, but I might be wrong on this. But I look at cloud gaming as something that's going to be a feature more than it's going to be something along the lines of a dominant way of what people play. Like, I really do not see it as...
Go ahead. There's no need to be so formal. You helped us defeat that big fella anyway.
So,
plus,
there is...
If we keep making pleasantries, we'll waste a whole day.
Okay,
You've
so
done me a huge favor
to
by
me,
defending the space
the
station from
cloud
the
gaming
anti-maladies
is
and-
probably going to be
and
more
it's
along the
probably
lines
not how
of
we continue
something that is...
So, have you thought? Then come with me.
Okay. Oh, that's a nice one.
Let's go.
I'll be waiting
Time to get on.
till we make it.
Yes, I see cloud gaming being nothing but a feature for most things, like with Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Nvidia, Steam. I don't think there's going to be a dominant cloud gaming platform. I think it's just going to be a feature that a lot of these companies are going to have to implement in order to actually
You over there looking
be
dumbfounded.
successful.
Himiko
So
told
in
Pom Pom
that
sure to have
instance,
it since
I
you
think
chose to
that's
board. I'm Pom
a
Pom, the
little...
conductor.
I don't really agree with the CMA, but I do understand the concern, because if for some reason cloud gaming does become big, then at that point, yeah, then that means Microsoft will have a incredibly dominant hand when it comes to that. So, on the one hand, I don't think cloud gaming is going to be that big of a deal in the future. I think it will just be a feature that you add on to your services. But I do understand the concern with that specifically. why don't we get into what was being said as well throughout the time here? Bobby Kotick expects an accelerated appeals process, calling the block irrational and not based on fact. The case is set to be reviewed by the UK Competition Appeal Tribunal, which normally could take up to 9 months. Yeah, Kotick went out there and pretty much said on CNBC that, well, first off, he didn't agree with what the CMA said, of course. I mean, he's due for a huge payout when this gets through.
Don Hong's room? Oh, you mean the archive? He's just sort of living in there, I guess. I can't be bothered getting him out. March 7th's room is right next to the archive.
What Kotick is saying is kind of true to a certain extent.
That also got modified.
I don't think still
needs to prepare for the Express's warp jump, no matter where you go.
I don't think Microsoft is doing this for their cloud gaming. I think they're doing this for mobile gaming,
likes using the
specifically.
Phone. Brett likes collecting these.
But oh, that's nice. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, I don't really see a I do agree with him that this is kind of the CMA doesn't have all the facts here, but that's kind of Microsoft's fault on this. That they should have been more upfront with things with what they can do in here. As for an accelerated appeals process, a lot of people think that's possible in this. But they're also not sure if this is going to go Microsoft's way. It could very well go Microsoft's way. Speaking of Microsoft, Microsoft President Brad Smith says Activision sale block is its darkest day in Britain in 4 decades for Microsoft. Claims that the EU is a better place to start a business. That kind of is a shot across the bow. Of course, if you are a little into politics, especially in the UK, you remember Brexit happened, and that the EU and England is no longer together. They're no longer part of the EU. So this is kind of a shot across the bow to those people who were for Brexit and were trying to and made it happen, saying, hey, to a certain extent, you guys did Brexit thinking this would be a good thing for business and for England. It's looking like the CMA is not doing that, and Microsoft is being strangely political in this. I mean, I guess not strangely, but it's not strange in a sense, but it is one of those shot across the bows that will be like,
feel free.
Oh,
well, many of the roads that
they're really going after it. So
the terminal over there?
I think what they're trying to do is what they did in the U.S., which is to try to get the politicians more involved. Because if you've seen the stories right here, politicians in Congress are now starting to question Sony in Japan about their exclusivity deals with Microsoft games and how unhappy they are with that, and that hurts competition. They're trying to get more politicians involved, which could work in their favor in this case. So, okay.
Hello.
Yeah, that's sweet. Okay. So yeah, that might be the strategy they're going into. I don't know if that's going to work in the UK though. But we'll see on that point. Well, with all that being said, we've got more things here. The CMA findings show that Microsoft was trying to buy a different mobile gaming publisher before Activision. That's not a surprise. Microsoft has been wanting to get into the mobile space for a long time, and they tried with the Microsoft phone. I think it was the Windows phone, and that pretty much failed.
Any new information we encounter on future journeys.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a surprise.
By any time to check it out.
I don't know what else they could have sold. They bought for. They could have bought Rovio, which might. I don't know about that.
I have matters to attend to. Feel free.
So yeah, this is not that much of a surprise. And I think the CMA was showing this as part of their document that their document stating that they're not accepting it. They're not accepting the deal. Analysts from Wedbush Morgan and Ampere Analysis says the Activision Blizzard deal isn't dead yet. So analysts are starting to think that even though
the door is unlocked, just one look.
Oh, this is not gonna be good, is it? Oh.
Make a choice I won't regret.
Okay. Yeah, this is not gonna get awkward, is it?
Hi. Hello. Attention all passengers. Attention all passengers.
Okay, so here's what Michael Pachter
workshop.
said regarding it. He says that the CMA was on the wrong side of the law on this ruling and believe its concerns can be addressed. Pachter believes Microsoft can win the appeals progress, as difficult as that may be, but they may have to make more concessions. Quoting Pachter here, "We believe Microsoft is willing to concede maintaining a price at $15 a month plus inflation, and we believe the CMA will reverse its decision if Microsoft makes that offer. If the appeal doesn't fall in Microsoft's favor, Pachter says the CMA could still approve it if they keep Activision Blizzard titles off of the Game Pass in the UK." Now that's a pretty big concession right there. I would assume that the big reason why that Microsoft wanted to put Call of Duty, get all these Activision games on there, was to have Call of Duty on Game Pass. But that's...
He won't be here. So, take a tiny bonus from the conductor to...
I don't know what those are. Alright, view details. Travel encounters. Okay. Oh, so these are the XP things. And credit. Okay. And what's... Oh, so I'm getting level up awards. Okay. Neat. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think that the whole purpose of this buyout was to have Call of Duty on Game Pass to a certain extent. So if they have to concede that, that's... I mean, they'll still get the sales from Call of Duty, so it's not going to be that big of a deal.
Okay,
but they
everyone,
wanted to boost
hurry
those
up and
Game
find a
Pass
place to sit
numbers.
down.
That's what they wanted.
Try not to. Pom-Pom's going to start the final prep...
So, yeah, I think that's a... I think that would be unfortunate, but that might be a concession they have to make when it comes to that, so... Oh, they want me to add friends. Okay. Why not all of them? Go nuts. Just go crazy. Then if I get actual friends who play this, I'll just delete them. I think that's what I'll do. Okay. But yeah, if they have to concede to not having Call of Duty or any Activision Blizzard titles in Game Pass, I think that would be a big hit to them. That might actually... I don't know if it might actually crash the entirety of the deal, but it would hamper what they wanted out of this. 'Cause I think clearly they wanted Call of Duty on Game Pass. So... I don't think it will kill the deal, but I think that would suck for them. And then, so right now, the EU is the next regulatory body to rule on the decision, which is said to be next month. And the FTC administration is doing its court action in August. So we're going to hear more from these regulatory bodies. I think if the EU has an issue too, we might see this not go through. I thought this was going to go through no problem, but apparently I was wrong. But we might see some issues if the EU has a problem. I think the EU will probably let it go through, but the FTC might be a problem. So we'll see where that goes on that end. And then on top of that, Microsoft strikes another 10-year deal with Spanish cloud gaming service Enware. So yeah, they basically gave them a 10-year contract where they'll have Activision Blizzard games and Microsoft games on their service for 10 years. That's it. They've been doing that with other companies as well in the UK and the US. So yeah, they've been doing that
The universe.
as well.
The Astral Express.
And I think this is more to assuage the assuage. Is it assuage or
I
assuage?
get dragged into a science
Just to
fiction
make the
world.
regulatory bodies feel more comfortable with them
This
buying
stellar thing
Activision Blizzard.
in my body.
Are you trying to catch the stars? I've done stuff like that before. But it wasn't stars for me, though.
Okay, back to the game. I really like how this game is animated and how the characters
after
look.
being rescued
I'm
from the
usually
ice,
not a
could see
big
clusters
fan
of
of
stars
the
in front of me.
anime look,
I reached
but
out
I
and
gotta
the whole
admit,
crew was
these
watching
characters
me.
are really expressive
pretty
and look
embarrassing.
really good, and they're animated real well. Like
I forgot to before all this, I was stuck in a huge block of ice drifting through space. Himeko and Mr. Yang and who was it again? Anyway, I don't remember a thing. Who I am, where I'm from, my name. It's like everything was erased from my mind. March 7th was the day they found me, so it stuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, her name is March 7th, which I was
Ever
like,
since then,
what?
I've been hanging out on this train and
But,
following it to whatever
I guess that
destination
makes
it
some
decides
sense.
To stop at.
Hopefully
What
they
am I
find out what her
talking
real
about
name
this
is at
for?
some point, because
A
I
way to
think
get
that name
everyone
is
down,
pretty
huh?
bad.
It's fine. I was the one who brought it up. Cheer up. It's not every day someone gets to ride. Ah, here comes the conductor.
The Express has reached a safe distance from the space station. We'll be jumping in about 10 minutes. Return to your seats, please. Both of you! Things could get bumpy.
Thanks, Pom Pom. But did you really have to come and remind me? I'm not a newbie, you know.
Well, it wouldn't be necessary, but Miss March 7th likes to challenge herself. And falls over every time.
That's just called never giving up. Conductor,
Alright, I gotta
can
admit,
get
she's
a
kind of
juice,
adorable.
please?
I hate the
Thank
name,
you.
but she's kind of adorable. Okay,
We're jumping in 5 minutes. You can have something to drink when
so yeah,
it's over.
that the deal
But I'm thirsty now.
is just basically to make everyone comfortable with them actually buying Activision Blizzard. That's it. That's all it was for. Okay, so we are past everything that happened with Activision Blizzard this week. Let's talk about sales numbers. There we go. Why? Oh, I'm pressing buttons. Whoops.
Hello? Hello, hello? All passengers, please return to your seats. The train is about to make the jump. Hold on, everyone.
I won't fall over. I won't fall over. I won't fall over.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
After all those millennia, is this what you're really?
Huh? So that snowy planet is our destination?
Yes. Looks like this trailblazing expedition won't be easy.
Spatial readout anomaly. Star Rail stability is down to 12%. Schedule alteration. 7-day stopover time extended indefinitely.
The complex locality of this world has been affected somehow. The Star Rail has been blocked off by something. Take an ordinary train as an example. It's like the tracks up ahead have suddenly snapped, and the way forward leads straight into the only sensible thing to do would be to brake hard, right?
If we try to force our way ahead, there could be a hefty price to pay.
This again? Don't tell me. It's gotta be.
The results of the preliminary analysis are here. The anomaly stems from a Stellaron, as always. Yes, just like the one that's been placed into your body.
Okay, so let's get into sales numbers right here. Sony says PS5 can break their annual console sales record this fiscal year. The previous one was established by the PS1 with a sales record of 22.6 million units. That was during the PS1 era. They're looking to sell and ship 25 million by the end of the year. That's not a surprise. Like, the PS5 is doing really well when it comes to sales. Whenever it gets in
mystery,
whenever it's in shelves or where it's available, it sells. And it's been doing that for a while now, even with the low amount of units they've had. And that's really the only thing that's been stopping them, is the low amount of units they've been able to make. So, yeah, not a surprise.
Stellarons are seeds of disaster, planted by a certain eon throughout the universe. We can't continue to trailblaze without removing the source of the disaster.
Right! You finally get what we're all about. Pretty cool, huh?
Okay. So let's move on to the next story. Microsoft says it's posted its second best Q3 revenue for Xbox. Revenue from Game Pass reached nearly $1 billion this quarter.
I'd like to entrust this trailblazing
hardware revenue is down 30% on a prior year comparable that benefited from increased console supply. Yikes. And the gaming division revenue is down 4% year over year. Quarter 3 with numbers around 3.59 billion. Yeah,
the objective is clear.
It is not a surprise that Game Pass is making a lot of money and it's got a lot of subscribers. That's not a surprise. I guess the issue that we're gonna come across
Someone has
here.
To stay on the train, or Pom Pom will get lonely. Not to mention, Nanook threw us a glance just now. If we're targeted by the antimatter leak.
So it's still not our turn.
Okay. Yeah, so the fact that the Game Pass is doing great is not a surprise. It's also not a surprise that the console sales have gone down as well. They're talking by 30%. And from what I've seen, the Xbox Series S and X are available. But as it has been this generation, there's not much games that are exclusive to it that you would want to buy or that people want to buy. And even if you have a game that's on there, it's on Game Pass. So if you have a PC, you don't need an Xbox, which Microsoft's fine with. So yeah, we'll see where this comes along here. I wonder if the sales will go up next month. I'm going to say probably not. I think it will remain steady or will go down at this point. But that's all there is with that. Dead Island 2 tops 1 million in sales for the first 3 days. Yes, I know. On the
I know you really want to go, but we should give the youngsters a chance to get out there on their own. March, if you two are ready, why not go and find Dan Hung? He's probably already started collating the ecological data and survey results for your Relo 6.
Okay, so I predicted in the weekly recap that I did on Sunday that I thought Dead Island 2 was only going to get about 600K by the end of the year, and it beat that in 3 days. So, yep, I was wrong. I have no problem saying that. I was definitely wrong on that. So, it was a surprise to me. I talked to Zero about this. He's like, I'm not surprised at this at all. I'm like, oh, well, good for you. But, yeah, I thought this was going to be... this wasn't going to be as popular. I thought this was going to be...
dizziness or retching or no. So you have high I went through the Express's database. He said so. I've conducted a if I had to choose a site. As I expected. Before you came, whenever March wanted to go anywhere, Himiko would make Mr. Yang and me go with
I
her.
would say 1 million in sales first 3 days. Reviews were good, not great. Price drops probably won't happen until end of summer. 1.3, 1.4 million sales by the end of the year, maybe? I don't think it'll reach 2. I'd be surprised if it reached 2, but 1.5 I think will be what it will make at the end of the year, I think. I might be wrong. we will see, but I might be wrong on that.
You arrived, I assume the trail... I see.
See, I just want to do combat,
Did you talk to Don Hung? That's our Don Hung. Relax. Don Hung and I are experienced... Well, are you ready? When I first saw this planet, I thought, a world covered in ice. Could it have something to do with my past? Now I can't stop thinking about it. Still, the ice that trapped me was 6-phased ice, a very rare substance. I don't think you can find it on your average planet. To be honest, I think I'd be kind of annoyed if I found out this was my home world. It looks freezing. Pretty girls aren't frost resistant.
What? Is there something on my face?
Nah, I was just imagining all the fun we're gonna have here.
I feel sorry for this world. First the Stellaron.
Yeah, so Honkai Impact
Now
3rd
you.
did not have a story to it at all. Well, it kind of did, but it was in animatics. It wasn't in cutscenes like this.
Alright,
But
here comes the Eurilo 6
again,
Trailblade
Honkai
team.
Impact 3rd was an older game, so that doesn't surprise me on that end. Okay, finally, when it comes to sales numbers, I thought I would add this on here, considering
Eurilo 6. We're here.
considering the sales of it were not great. But the PSVR 2 will soon be available in retailers. This could boost the sales up a little.
It really is one big snowball.
I still think the price is too big. So
Hey,
I
get
think
your own
people will say,
metaphor.
"Oh, it's there, $500. Whoa!" And I need the
Snow
system.
as far as
I don't
the eye
know.
can see. Which direction should we take?
So yeah,
Based on the
I
coordinates.
think it'll be nice to
Then
have
what are
it
we waiting
there
for?
in
Let's go.
retail, but I think they'll be there for a while. I don't think this is gonna help.
Do you want to mention the time we smashed a hole through...
Oh, please stop bringing that up.
Unless you enjoy trailblazing through 2 weeks of community...
I said drop.
Remember, we should stay vigilant.
Calm down. Between the I mean, come on. You've got a Stellaron in your body. I have my special 6-phased ice powers. And Don... So if people start creating trouble for us... Well, let's not get a... Let's go. Braving the unknown? That's the...
Okay, so we're gonna get to some combat finally. So let's. But yeah, in regards to PSVR 2 going into
This place still
retailers,
hasn't been corroded. Yet Fragmentum monsters have already made it here.
alright, here's combat. When it comes to PSVR 2 sales, I don't think it's going to increase. It might increase slightly, but not enough to where PlayStation wants that. Okay, so here is combat for Honkai Star Rail. There is on the top left-hand side. There is a turn counter. I think that those are based on a speed stat that I don't think we are privy to, to be absolutely honest. There are two types of attacks. There is the basic attack that has the X button right here. That's a basic attack. And then we have a skill attack, which is Y. Now, in order to use the Y skill attack, you see the 3 number right there with the stars? Those are skill counters. Now, if I use the basic attack, All right. It will increase that skill number.
This
All right.
song's just for you.
Now, if I use the Y button, then those skills, that skill number goes down.
My tempo.
Now, March 7th's ability is interesting. She can give a defensive
With me out
buffer
here, how can we lose?
to any of your characters.
Make it quick.
And my guy has a bat. Yeah, I'm so happy that he has a bat.
The time is now.
Okay, that was a pretty easy fight, so
Reach the
can't
end
get
of the
too
story
in depth
your
with
own
that. I guess this is a teleportation device? Oh, okay. So you can defeat this in order to gain minerals? Or XP. That's nice. Oh, so it's a challenge. Okay. Level 16? Yeah, I can get killed doing that. No, that's not a good idea. I'm not doing that. We'll wait on that. If they're level 16, I'm gonna get romped. So let's not do that. Let's do another battle. So there's another part I didn't get to show you. Okay. So if you attack before you hit the battle sequence, you get a hit and a weakness. Which is what happened to this character right here. Now, if you look at the bottom left-hand side where my character is, you'll see the LT button right there, the left trigger button. If you press that, these are your ultimates. Now, in order to get these ultimates moved up, you have to use your abilities on these characters, or they get hit. I'm on Don Fang right now, so I can't use this. As you can see with Don Fang, his thing went up. I forgot what this woman's name is. But this is Guitar Girl. So.
You have the worst luck running into me.
And then we got March 7. Alright.
Let's go.
Okay, so this is my character, and this is a special ability.
Rules are made to be broken!
Okay, and what do we got? Where we're going here? I'm going to use my Blast, which is an AoE attack that attacks the character and one on each side. Does a lot of damage, and then when you do your ultimate, you get your turn again. So that's combat, really. It's not so in-depth right now, but it is interesting enough. But my criticism right now is with most turn-based RPGs, they understand that you're going to be leveling up your characters for a while. So as you level up, you gain more abilities that make it more interesting
You'll shiver to death. Holding your breath won't help.
I got this, March. Someone's got their head stuck in the sand, or the snow in this case. They just need a...
Ouch! My fine fellow, was that really necessary? Is crawling around in the snow a crime these days? I mean, come on, surely. It doesn't warrant a spearing. But then again, how can I blame you? I mean, I caught you off guard. It had to happen. You could even say I deserved it, huh? Besides, I made a gallant group of new friends as a result. Is Captain Japard around? He's a...
Who?
Wait, you're not Silvermane guards? Well, why didn't you say so? Turns out we're on the same side after all. Pleasure to meet you. The name's Sampo Koski. Excellent, I'll remember the name. Never thought I'd run into friends from the same line of work out here in this frozen wasteland. Business is bad these days, but fear not, Sampo Koski isn't interested in hoarding. There's more than enough treasure to go around, so let's say, why don't we join forces? I have reliable intel the main strength of the Silvermane Guards is being deployed to the front line. This is a golden opportunity.
You know, the voice acting is actually really good in this.
Come now, friends. I can understand the mistrust.
The script may not be so much, but the voice cast is actually really good.
Vigilance is the name of the game in our profession. It's my fault for... Anyway, a meeting like this has to have been written in the stars. Ask me anything you like. I won't skimp on the details. Still make it snappy. You're never more than 10 feet from a Silvermane guard. Me? You guys scared me to death. There I was, looking for relics to sell, when all of a sudden you came stomping over. I thought the Silvermane guards were paying me a visit.
So while we get into the miscellaneous stories that happened this past week, first off, Paul Erith, Control's lead designer, establishes NetEase Game Studios, Anchor Point Studios in Spain and Seattle. They're now working on a PC and console action-adventure game. Yeah, I mean, not much to say other
Seriously,
than
though?
that, really.
Treading a little lighter next. Settlement.
I'm surprised something that got so much acclaim back in, I think it was 2018, such as Control. They let their lead designer go, but good for him on that end.
Seems like you guys really are new to the business.
It's coming to PC and consoles. We don't know much more about that, really.
Why don't you just take us to the city?
The city? Already?
But I wouldn't expect,
But it would be my pleasure. Kindness is Sampo Koski's middle name. Follow me, friends, and...
So why were you hiding from the Silvermane guards?
Okay.
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens with that when that comes. Next, with Metacritic pledges stricter moderation after abusive Horizon Forbidden West DLC review bombing.
Where about you guys from, anyway? I
don't
mean, cry or anything. I just
is there any detail or any kind of research that says that people actually pay attention to the user score? I honestly, unless the number of it is really bad compared to what the critics say, I don't pay attention to the user score. I barely pay attention to the critic score, to be absolutely honest, either. I don't even go on, what do you call it, on Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes. I'd use OpenCritic from time to time.
I have my special technique called invisible snow walking. Helps me throw off pursuers in no time.
Who are they?
You remember the Silvermane guards I mentioned? Help me, old friends! I don't want to be caught!
It's the suspect and his accomplices. Arrest them!
Alright.
It's now or never!
Okay, and sometimes battles in this come in waves.
Hey, where do you think you're?
Oh, these guys got big defense. Okay.
Keep up! My tempo!
My turn!
Probably want to defend...
Stay right there while I give you a present!
Let's go.
Alright.
What about this?
Ooh. Nice. Okay.
Aside, I have no interest in stoking conflict.
Pretty good crowd today.
Let's rock! You have the worst luck running into me.
Let's defend...
With me out here, how can we lose?
Okay. I do like the combat. I just... I wish there was more to it than this, honestly. And there might...
Clemency? Never heard
Let's
of it.
see how easy it is to level up these characters. Maybe that's what I'm missing. It is actually pretty easy to level up the characters.
Time for the main event.
Then... Oh. Alright, what are we gonna do here?
Turn up the volume.
Getting her on defense.
Well, I give you a present.
Just a scratch.
Try that again.
Okay.
Let's make it quick.
Blast. Let's go nuts.
Rules are made to be broken!
Okay.
You got stage your welcome!
There we go. Oh, that didn't do much damage to the other guys. Okay.
Better up!
You can't run.
Step aside. I have no interest in stoking conflict.
Nice. Okay.
Let's rock.
And
Let's go.
I think this will be it. Nope, no, it won't be. Now, okay, now it's done. Okay. Yeah, so I guess just stricter moderation means they're probably going to delete more stuff, but in the end, I don't understand who pays attention to that stuff anyway, so. Oh.
I, Japard Landau, captain of the Silver Mane Guards, order you to relinquish your futile resistance.
Ugh, that Sampo cheated us all. Wait till I get my hands on him.
Okay, what do we do here?
Relinquish your resistance.
So I'm a criminal, huh? Forget Sampo. Wait until I get my hands on you.
Okay. Good enough. Blast.
My tempo.
My turn.
Okay, let's use her
Try
ultimate.
hard sometimes. Check out this awesome move. You have the worst luck running into me. Watch this.
Let's make it quick.
This! Stay focused.
Oh, okay, who got locked on? Shit, okay.
Clemency?
Okay, good to know.
Never heard of it.
Alright. Let's defend him.
Right there while I give you a present.
Okay.
Let's go.
And go here.
Resistance is futile.
Try that again.
Okay, next story while we're in the middle of a battle. Xbox working on a mystery sequel that could reportedly take 10 years to make. I'm not even going to speculate what the sequel is, but come on now. 10 years to make? They need more games now. I think at this point,
Ready to lose
Microsoft, if they're smart.
Fight it or rock with it. My music. Conquer us all.
Oh, that's cool. I think if Microsoft's smart, okay, they need to start developing smaller titles until they can get their pipeline in sort, because this is starting to get really concerning. Like, it is fine to want to have like big games, every year and stuff like that, but they've been having so many issues with their games. I mean, have we heard anything about the new Fable in the past few years, except for it being reworked and delayed? No, not really. Avowed, nothing. We haven't heard anything. Now, we might heard something about that at the Xbox Showcase coming up, but man, like, the last thing they need is another development in that will last another 10 years. That is ridiculous.
Stay right there while I give you a
It feels like back in the N64 where you only got like 1 or 2 games a year. Man, that is awful. They gotta work on their pipeline, or they need to.
Take courage.
This song's just for you. Turn up the volume.
Yeah, they need to work on something.
And the prime suspect? The one with the blue hair?
Apologies, Captain. We lost him during the pursuit. We can't find his footprint.
No matter. We have his accomplices. He'll be close by.
Yeah, we'd never team up with someone like him.
Okay. So let's move on. NetEase reportedly suing Activision over licensing split, reportedly seeking 300 million yuan, or roughly $43.5 million, due to covering refunds, unsold merchandise, and deposits on undeveloped games. Yeah, I don't know where this will lead, to be absolutely honest, and I don't know if this will...
I'm not trying to talk our way out of this, but we're not friends with that scoundrel. We rescued him from the snow out of the kindness of our hearts. We had no idea he might be using us to get past you. Are you really dumb enough to fall for him?
I'm a captain, not an adjudication panel. As a Belobog citizen, you have the right to defend yourself, but that can only take place under the scrutiny. Take them away.
But we're not from Belobog.
Photos?
You're a genius! Great idea! You've probably never seen what your planet looks like, right? I took this one. Behold, Yarilo 6.
You mean to say that this white ball that's here, that's our home? How can that...
Yeah.
It is said
I don't know exactly what this will mean for Activision Blizzard. They also might just get out of this, or they might settle to a certain extent. But, I mean...
And Belobog would cease to witness such
arrivals. I don't know much more than that. Well, we'll see what happens with that. The final story we have is Nintendo officially returning to Gamescom. Yeah, Nintendo has not been going to any of these things. I don't even think they go to Space World or... Well, they returned to Space World. But they haven't been going to E3 or Gamescom or Paris Games Week for a while now. But they're returning to Gamescom, which, again, shows the strength of where Gamescom is right now and the bad place for E3 is. So,
follow me. Belobog lies beyond this blizzard.
So we will see what happens with that with Nintendo. But it is
the city of preservation.
It is interesting to see them returning to Gamescom. I don't know exactly what they will do there. They're definitely not going to have a direct or have a. I don't think they're going to have anything along the lines of a press conference. But I think they'll just have a booth there for their new games that are coming out. All right, well, that is it for the stories for this week. For next week, I'm going to cover the new releases for May of next month, or for May. And then we'll have the weekly dividend, as we will every week. And when it comes to movies, I was supposed to review Field of Dreams on Thursday. We're gonna reschedule it to Saturday. So we're going to record that Saturday. That'll be up that same day. And then me and Zero are going to do Yi Yi on Tuesday, so expect that up there. Let's play a little more of this, and then we'll call it a day.
Last bastion?
700 years ago, monsters from beyond the sky set the world ablaze. The land was turned to scorched earth, with raging infernos and billowing towers of smoke stretching beyond the horizon. In the midst of the conflict, the eternal freeze descended without warning. Suddenly, sweeping winds brought blizzards which buried the invading legion. The steadfast architects built this city. Under the protection of Klepoth, the preservation, Belobog remains forever warm in the face of unrelenting cold.
He's sure saying some weird stuff.
A marked change in tone. It sounds like he's quoting from a historical record.
Uh-huh. So why is he
You wanted to know.
Okay, it looks like we're not going to get into any combat at this, but we're in a hub area, it looks like.
We saw strange creatures outside the city. They must have come from a tear in corroded space. A fragmentum, correct?
How do you... That's right. Out there in the blizzard, there are still many threats, including the monsters you saw. The Silvermane guards are continuously engaged with the enemy, but I'm afraid the situation is bleak. After your meeting with the Supreme Guardian, I would like to consult you on this matter. We're lacking in intel.
Okay, so let us just call it here. All right. Well, guys, that's it. That's it for the weekly dividend for this week. Uh-oh, I'm going to block that. Well, that is it for the weekly dividend for Friday, April 28th, 2023. Next week, we will be doing the new releases for next month, and we'll have the weekly dividend as well, and we'll cover any interesting stories that happen throughout the week. Saturday, I'll be doing a review with Kim Shackman with Field of Dreams, and then Tuesday was Zero for Yi Yi. So until then, this is Capital Games. I am The Wiz. Talk to you next time. Bye. Thank you for listening to this podcast segment. The Capital Games podcast is done every week, and we post it on all your favorite podcast apps, as well as segments on YouTube. If you want to listen to another segment, you can listen to a new one right there on the screen. We also do a movie podcast called the Capital Games Movie Club. If you'd like, you can go ahead and click on that and see all the movies that we have reviewed from that point. Thank you for listening, and we hope to hear from you soon.